many before her have been given a golden opportunity and many have squandered it, but not Mumbai girl Freida Pinto. She seized the moment and springboarded from the platform that she was gifted to become a global icon and a sweetheart of the red carpet. Was it all just a stroke of good fortune, or was it the work of great design? And has she actually had time to take it all in? Hello and welcome. I am having an intimate one-on-one with the effortless beauty, Freida.
Thank you, Koel. That was really sweet.
Oh, was it?
It was really sweet. No,
people are not that sweet to you normally?
No, they are, but I was expecting something a bit dangerous, and it all turned out to be really
so you were holding your breath the whole way?
I was like, what's Koel going to say next? Yeah.
What was the worst thing I could have said? Like, let's see, what's the worst thing anyone's ever said?
I'm not even going to say it. I'm sure it's going to come out in the course of the interview.
No, I'm nice.
I know you are. Nice. I said dangerous, but not in a bad way.
Okay. I like dangerous in a good way.
Exactly.
So was there a moment that you knew your life would never be the same again? Was there such a time?
I don't know, because I feel it's kind of the same with some added opportunities and good ones, and a couple of things that are not so good, not in terms of opportunities, but for example, like the prying media, which you never, when you set out on a journey like this, you never kind of embrace the fact that you're going to have the good things, and that you always have to also accept that there will be this paparazzi situation and the intrusive media. You never really want to embrace that. But unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know what it is, because we kind of need the media as well. This is part of what it is. So
then the first time you sort of hear something like Slumdog Millionaire,
oh my God, how do you know that?
Of course I know that. I read, right? And I thought it was such a brilliant catchphrase. Right?
I went on a talk show recently and I mentioned Slumdog Millionaire. And I was the only one laughing because the audience thought that was so mean.
I think it's hysterical.
I started laughing because I was like, back then, okay, it was very upsetting.
Yeah. How did you, like, was it upsetting? Did you suddenly
Yes, it was, because it was, just a couple of months into the release of the film and me going out there promoting the film. So it was a bit of a shock because the guy who came up to me and said that was smiling. And, I thought, okay, he's coming here to congratulate me, like the rest of the world was, but he said it with a smile on his face. Oh, you're the Slumdog Millionaire, and he's no, not you.
No, I know. Yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, oh, wait a minute, these guys are just scrutinizing every bit of my life.
But then sometimes, especially like right at the beginning, because you have this sort of, everything just escalates and becomes this amazing dream come true.
Right.
Sometimes you need someone to come and prick your bubble, don't you? Like,
not in this way.
Not in this way, perhaps, but you don't get to choose how you get brought down to earth, right?
Exactly. But I kind of feel I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't wish that on anyone either.
It didn't make you stronger and make you.
No, I think it made me stronger, but in a way, it also makes you very suspicious and doubtful about everything, which is not necessarily a nice thing. I went through a phase, which is probably a year and a half after Slumdog Millionaire, where I was closed off to everything. I just did not want to do any media interactions, and, I was nervous about what they were going to ask me. I was nervous about what I was going to say. I was nervous about getting agitated, on a public platform.
Have you ever?
I have.
Really?
Yes. Not in print media.
Right. And you walked out ever? You sort of go, I'm not going to complete this. This is like you're overstepping.
No, I have not walked out, but I have said certain things in agitation, which then the media took on as we will teach her a lesson kind of a thing. And so for me to learn, like, we discussed before as well, that I never had any training. Even for the film, we never went through the media training. We were just sent out there to present ourselves as we were. And that's what the world embraced,
And unlike the Hindi film industry, I presume you didn't have a gag. Like, they were telling you, don't talk about this and don't say this and keep your private life private. Yeah. None of that, right?
The thing is, I am very private, so I do try and keep my private life private. But when my private life gets researched and things come out nonetheless, I felt like I had to defend it, whereas an experienced person would have known when to not say anything and when to say the right things. But I got very defensive and kind of made me very cautious about what I was going to do a year and a half after that. It took me a while, and my team actually have noticed it now that I'm a lot more relaxed. I prefer myself like this. I was too uptight a year and a half after Slumdog.
So what changed? Like, what was it that made you go, okay, fine, I can handle this and I can do it and I can be relaxed about it and enjoy it?
I kind of felt like I was taking my own freedom away from me. And that's
because no one else can do it, right?
Yeah, I know, and no one has a consent to do that. And kind of felt like I was doing it to myself, and I felt like I was constantly worried about stepping out in public because the paparazzi just spring up from nowhere, and I was constantly running away from them. I was like, why? You know, if I'm just going to be normal, I'm just going to try and be myself. I'm going to let people around me try and relax, because as soon as I get hyper, they get hyper as well. You know, and they're constantly trying to protect me. And I definitely start relaxing. And now when the paparazzi come up, I've got a completely different approach. You know, if I'm tired, I have my sunglasses on. I'm sleeping behind my sunglasses. I've got my wall up for as much as I need.
So paparazzi comes up and they ask something. I actually don't even know what kind of questions.
No, they ask some ridiculous questions. The first year they asked me what I was doing for the poor children of India.
Okay, that's not very paparazzi-like question.
No, but it's kind of like it's a provocative question,
right?
You know, especially considering.
And you're on the red carpet, not thinking about like anything serious, right?
And no, but this was actually at the airports and unexpected places, and I was like, how do I answer that question? I'm 22 years old. This is my first film. I wish I had so much money and so much of resources that I could actually do something, and I would just not know what to say, you know, and I'd just giggle and probably go off. But
in a sense, Slumdog is sort of a mixed blessing, because where do you go from a film that is a huge, an insanely huge commercial and a critical success, right? That becomes your first film.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do from there? Like, have you ever felt the same high as that ever again? And I'm not talking about actual work.
Yeah, right.
Because you've done some, you know, we'll talk about that, some intense work since.
The way the film has
the high, the whole sort of, I'm writing it and I'm the flavor of the moment. And, you know, have you felt that again? No. And do you miss it? And what was it? So let's talk about that a bit.
I have never and will never feel that high, because I feel there's something very special about your first film that you really believed in.
The first time for everything.
The first time for everything, exactly. Now we're getting dangerous. See, this is what I spoke about initially. You're going to get dangerous. I know that. So bring it on.
Yeah, come on. Nothing's like the first time, baby.
Exactly. Okay, and the first film. Yeah, first film. And especially a film that, you know, that we so enjoyed doing, we so dearly loved while we were filming it, and more than anything else, us not knowing what was going to happen with the film, not knowing the fate of the film, and then all of a sudden when you least expect it and your expectations are probably actually that low because it was meant to go straight to DVD, the film's like this success and everyone's loving it and embracing it, and people are singing Jai Ho, Americans are singing Jai Ho, and it just makes you realize that this is unique, and it is going to probably take a long time for something like this to happen again in the history of cinema. And it's been
in your own person,
in my own life, yes.
And for you,
it's been about 4.5 years, and people still talk about this film like it was made yesterday and it was released yesterday. So it is one of those very special moments. I know that I will have a different kind of high. It will probably be a more mature high, but I do remember what Danny Boyle said when we had wrapped the film. He said things will never be the same because you would have experienced all of that, so it kind of tarnishes the rawness and the naturalness of the first time. And the first film. First film.
It can be a metaphor for all first times.
Yeah, okay.
But it's also, in that film, you also met the love of your life.
Mm-hmm.
But I presume the love of your life. You have ended up 4.5 years with him, right?
I know.
So tell me about that. How did that work out? And
I think maybe another reason for the whole special factor associated with the film. Oh, I keep touching it. Sorry.
Don't touch your mic. Touch any other part of the body.
Yes, and I feel it was such a beautiful journey for both of us. We did not know where we were going with the promotions of the film, and then we obviously did not know where this relationship was headed, and it just ended up being, I think I couldn't have asked for a better friend more than anything else to be on that journey with. And I think that's
why so? What was it about him? Like, if you had to say, what was that one thing that he was giving you in this sort of magical, crazy time of your life?
You know, it's exactly what I said, that 1.5 year when I was all uptight, he was the factor that loosened me up. And I think through you know, when the film was just about to get released, actually just before the Oscars, my personal life was you know, being talked about unnecessarily, blown out of proportion, and I needed friends who would understand how to distract me from what was happening, so I could really enjoy what was ahead of me. And they've happened to be one of those lovely friends, and that's why I use the word friend and soulmate before any other word, because I feel it's so important to have someone who understands you.
Well, that's what keeps you going. Especially is it with the crazy schedules that you have, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's so important to have.
What do you do for him then? What do you, like, if he's giving you the sort of, you know, taking the pressure off in a sense?
Right.
What is it that you're giving back to him? No, I don't know.
I give him.
I is saying something completely that we don't want to hear about. Or maybe we do.
No, I wasn't thinking that way. I probably give him a little bit of stress, which I feel he needs. Because he's so relaxed and feel like he needs a little bit of like, okay, you know, not everything needs to be so relaxed. Some things you've got to kind of take charge. We balance each other off really well.
You mean you're sort of like pushing him to...
No, not pushing him next steps in terms of career, but pushing him to take charge in life in general. You know?
Tell me a trait of his that you would like to embody.
Oh, I wish I had his sense of humor. I wish I did, but I'm glad I don't, because I would imagine like two people with Dave's sense of humor, we would have driven the world.
What is the sense of humor?
It is, you can't stop laughing. It just, okay, I've become really accustomed to it. So it's been, 4.5 years, so I don't laugh as much. But ask my team members, they can't stop laughing. He just has an innate light about him that just makes people calm, and it's just warm to be around him.
You're a girl in love.
No, I'm appreciating these beautiful qualities about him.
But the way you're talking, your face is totally lit up, right? And mine too, just thinking about it.
You'll know when you interview him.
What's a trait of his that you'd like to demolish?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, stop it.
No, really, because I feel like if I did that, then the very thing that I liked about him would also change. Because they all go hand in hand. Your good traits and your bad traits always go hand.
Although you're a darling of red carpet, we're going to talk about actually your acting.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Because, you know, I see your list of directors that you worked with. Danny Boyle, Julian Schnabel, Jean-Jacques Anou. Is that how you pronounce it?
Jean-Jacques Anou.
Jean-Jacques Anou. Terrence Malick. Have I missed any
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen? Like, this
Michael
is like
Winterbottom,
Michael Winterbottom, right?
I'm not showing up.
No, but this is any actress's sort of wish list. But a lot of these directors, as critically acclaimed they are, they're very niche. They're not hugely commercial.
Right.
Is that a choice that you have made to seek them out, or they found you? How has it worked?
I think it has been a case of them finding me because there was a particular project in mind that they felt I was right for. Of course, I would love to seek them out and ask them to cast me in their films, but I'm not the pestering kinds.
You're not?
I'm not. No, unfortunately, I'm not. If I know there is something out there, then I would go for it.
What has been the most sort of dazzling moment of, now that we're talking about Hollywood, for you?
Right. I think nothing has ever really beat the first year of, you know, film promotions and meeting all the people that I absolutely idolized and was so inspired by. So I think the first year was, and it's always been like that. Like, even when I meet them now, I still feel the same inspiration. I still feel the same. I'm always still in awe of them.
Did you never have a moment then, right in the first year? I presume not now.
A single moment, you think?
No, a moment of like, you need to sort of go, this is for real, like, and go and just be a bit sort of, you know, deer in headlights. So did you just take to it like fish out of water, kind of?
Funnily enough, I don't think I was given that free moment because we're promoting so nonstop. I don't think I was really given that free moment to pinch myself. I would keep saying, and yes, I pinch myself every morning, but I wasn't really doing it.
Right, because you were just going,
exactly.
It was too much, right?
I almost felt like, oh, if they ask me, I might as well just say I'm doing it, or else I'm so pompous. But I didn't really get a chance to do it. I actually did feel it a year later. And at that point in time, I realized, oh my God, I can't believe that this just happened to me.
Film like Trishna, where you really sort of bare your soul, of course your body as well, but you really bare your soul more as an actress. When that doesn't get received the way you hoped, I presume, that it would, then how do you pick yourself up from that? Because that's something you put yourself really into, right?
And I think that's why I think Miral helped. I think because it happened then, I realized that by the time Trishna came out, no matter what people said, I was already aware that this is a film that I'm so proud of. I'm proud of what I've been able to do and achieve in this film, and I have only upwards to go from here. So it didn't really matter. Honestly, by the time Trishna happened, it didn't matter.
You were okay with whatever.
I was okay.
Now, I've done a few sex scenes in my life,
yes,
and when you do them, it's so, for me at least, it's never an issue because it's so technical and clinical, and you're so in the character. It's always been afterwards that, especially when you watch it with friends and family, that I've cringed and felt really.
I know what you're saying.
Have you had that? And because you've done some really steamy, some brutal, some sort of difficult intimate
positions.
Scenes. Yeah. I wasn't going to say that, but like, how did you manage that one?
That was not a lesson on Kama Sutra, but I think you're right about that. And as an actor, you rightly pointed it out. It's not while you're in the scene, because while you're in the scene, you're committed to the person you're playing.
You believe in it, and you're perhaps even in love with your co-star at that time.
Because it's the characters that have just overcome and overpowered your life. But it is, sometimes it's cringeworthy to watch yourself, first of all, in scenes like that. Watch yourself in scenes like that. But I think it was harder because of the brutality associated with most of the scenes.
You're talking about Trishna now?
I'm talking about Trishna. Okay. Because in most of the scenes, I had no problem with Immortals.
Right,
that was fine. Yeah.
Even though you were a virgin oracle, you still had a sex scene, but that becomes sort of mandatory.
And then she was not virgin anymore and not an oracle anymore.
Blah, blah. Okay. So coming back to Trishna.
Trishna was, yes, it was a bit hard because...
for the people who haven't seen it, like there is a lot of brutality and a lot of sort of the relationship develops or is told through the sex scenes in a lot of ways, right?
Right. Yeah. Because it's physical and mental exploitation in a way. So that actually was a bit difficult for a lot of people in my life, my friends, my family, them to digest, because it was painful for them to watch. My sister couldn't watch right through the end of the film. She just stopped and start. Dad was not allowed to watch the film. So
not allowed by you?
No, by me, yes. And mom and dad, my sister wouldn't allow him either. And it was difficult then for me to explain again and revisit the scenes and try and make them understand that no, it's okay, it was a film, but they've actually seen it and they've kind of, it's very hard to kind of disassociate yourself from that character and explain it to them. It's a film, but trust me, it's so hard.
You don't rethink this. Like if it demanded it, you're going to do it again, right? It's not taking it away from.
No. I did it because I realized the film was telling a story through those scenes, not because those scenes were meant to titillate the audience. There was a difference, and so I didn't mind doing it.
Okay, now we could talk forever and ever, but
yes,
we've got such a short.
Can you just do all my interviews?
Yeah, can I do all your interviews? Now listen, quickly, tell me about this. Well, I know you've got this pet peeve about everyone going on about why aren't you doing Bollywood, so we're not even going there.
Okay,
but good. You are now, right? So, and you're doing a film with Rajkumar Yadav, is that right?
Yes, I will be.
It's NH10, is that what it's called?
I will. Yeah, I will be doing a film with Navdeep, and I'm actually really excited that this film, my first film, is going to be with someone of his sensibility.
In Hindi?
In Hindi, English, I guess. I mix up everything. It's a bit of a surprise for you.
And your Hindi is good, right?
Hindi mein baat kare?
Nahi, koi zarurat nahi hai. English channel hai.
And I feel like finally, this is what I've been saying, and I feel it's good to put those positive thoughts for yourself out there, because I've been saying I want to find a film, a script that matches my sensibilities, so I can do complete justice to the film. And I'm happy this is the first film is with Navdeep.
Okay, so but a lot is going to be riding on it. You know that, right?
Yes, of course.
Because everyone's going, why isn't she doing it now that you are doing it? It better be
it better
be amazing.
It better be. She better live up. Yeah.
And I can't let you go without two last questions.
Right.
One is, who is the most dazzling beauty you've ever seen on the red carpet? Apart from yourself, okay?
Oh my God, there's so
No, one that you just took your breath away.
I think Rachel Weisz, very, very beautiful in person and as well as on screen. Just something beautiful about her.
And who's one that you'd like to send your stylist to? And I don't want any diplomatic answers. A beauty, but you just go, look, she could do with a little bit of help.
Send a stylist, as in I didn't understand. Someone from India or?
No. Someone on the red carpet that you go, oh, she needs a bit of help.
No, but in India or internationally? It's internationally.
Anywhere.
Anyone, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Who do I pick?
Just pick one or pick 10.
Can it be a male?
No, come on, cop out.
Yeah, we want to be bitchy, right?
Yeah,
okay.
totally.
Oh, we're not. Okay.
Yeah, we can say that.
Okay. Okay. With all due respect, and don't kill me for saying this, I think Huma Qureshi is a beauty, and I would like to style her. How about that?
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Are you going to give us a little pout before you leave it?
I have been doing that this whole interview through.
Oh, really?
Thank you for just ignoring it.
Ignoring your pouch. Yeah, exactly. I just thought that's your face.
Oh, there you go then.
No, I want an overt pout, right?
Okay, so
yeah. Are you on that camera? This camera?
No, why don't I pout to you
me?
and then you pout back?
Okay, fine. Is that the game? Okay, we're going to pout. Come on. Okay. I don't know how to do that. So what are you doing? You're just moving on. Okay, now let's keep the tongue in. Okay.
that is for after the.
Okay, give me the sultriest expression.
Oh, okay, to you.
Yeah. Oh my God, she's hot. Okay, this is it, guys. Over. Go away. She's all for me.